is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having a great night. I've had one hell of a long day. If you can't tell, I'm covered head to toe, just war zone all day, and it was hot as hell. So bear with me. A little bit late here, but this news happened earlier in the day. I was ecstatic, ready to run through a wall. We already talked about this a couple months ago, actually. Hopeful that we would keep Dallas Goedert around until that replacement was here. Even if this year we did find a replacement, let's keep him one last year on that contract. And here's the graphic from that show where we talked about him being 30 years old, the $11.8 million cap hit. But we talked about restructuring him. You know, it doesn't really save you much money, but it clears up some money for them, drops it down a few mil. He has incentives, all that great stuff, changes money around for the future. So that is what is important here. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We had some other Dallas news earlier in the day, so we can talk about that as well. Whatever's on your mind. Not going to be the longest video in the world. Going to be real with you. Really going to hit that shower. Going to go pick up Dom. There's a lot of things going on here today. But I'm here right now. We're live, so let's talk some birds, baby. And Howie Roseman, great job. We know that Dallas Goedert is a very pivotal piece to this offense, and when he's missing, it blows. And people are, he sucks, trade him, I hate him, and then he plays, and it's, oh my God, my favorite player ever. Yeah, we know. Dude is awesome. Yeah, people get hurt in football, believe it or not, happens all the time. But this dude has a, history of doing things, at some inopportune times with the injuries, and that sucks. And it's not his fault. It's not like he's doing it on purpose. It's football, man. And dude plays hard as hell. Love him. 30 years old, though. So probably going to ride out this contract. A lot of people, why didn't we extend him? Do this, that, the other thing. The dude is 30 years old. That's just not how we roll. And I do believe we will look, to add in the future to that position. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But, yeah, man, I'm pumped up. We'll take a look here at some of his competition, things like that. Appreciate you tuning in, Tiffany. Hope all is well. And, yeah, man, he is here. He's not going anywhere. The media was doing their best to try to trade him and, whatever else stuff they could talk about this offseason. And they're in for a brutal season when we go win that Super Bowl again. So, best of luck with all the narratives you create and all the things you want to happen that just aren't going to. So Dallas Goedert is here, and we're all very excited. And we talked about the competition at tight end. So with Goedert here, that makes you feel pretty comfortable. But behind him, you brought in Harrison Bryant. You have Calcaterra still here. Jenkins is still here. Kylan Granson was brought in. And then Cameron Latou and Nick Muse were also signed as reserve futures guys. So you've got 7 tight ends competing for 3, maybe 4, hell, maybe 2 jobs here. But no, I think we keep 3. But, this is a good problem to have. You have some competition finally. And you guys know Granson, Bryant, 2 of my top fits in free agency that we talked about. And, was happy to see we got them. Granson, we talked about, back end guy. Depends on what's going on. There was a lot of scenarios we talked about. I'm not sure he even makes his team, maybe the practice squad. But Calcaterra, Harrison Bryant, I'm liking that as, the backups to Dallas Goedert. That would make me pretty excited here. So we've got competition, and we know we got our guy. So hell yeah. But I'm sure you guys are excited about it. I'm sure there's some people miserable. There's always people miserable about it. But, oh, God help us. But, yeah, that's what I wanted to, as I said, it's not going to be a long video here tonight, guys. But we briefly talk about that. As I mentioned earlier, and obviously you've seen the front cover, George Pickens there going to Dallas. So, hey, look, the dude is good. I understand, he's a prima donna. He's a wide receiver. But maybe the new, change of scenery you always want to say for a player, but he's going to Dallas. So I don't know if that's the change of scenery you're looking for. But let's not kid ourselves here. Just because the Cowboys suck and we hate them does not mean that, they didn't just add a good piece here. So they traded, I believe, a 3rd and a 5th, and then got Pickens and a 6th. So that's a good move for them. They need another receiver, and you got CeeDee Lamb there, obviously. So, this is an upgrade over Brandon Cooks. I think we all know Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, just not in the right moments. So, look, man, good for you. Good job. it's a good pickup. You needed a receiver. You went out and you traded for George Pickens. Now, the Steelers were ready to get rid of him. That should tell you about, what he's got going on there. Another guy, it seems like he's a loose cannon. And, hey, man, I think for me, competition is, you always wanted to be the best. I don't want excuses. So good for them. They got a receiver. You're still going to get your ass beat twice a year. So it's all good. All good. Taking them Dallas Cowboys away. Them. Oh, no doubt, Ken. Yeah, highly doubt that. But we all do know, Ken, that the Cowboys suck. So we appreciate you watching an Eagles channel to talk about it. But, yeah, man, as I mentioned, it's a good move for them. But for me, it doesn't really move the needle. We knew they were going to, be the Cowboys and have, they always have, 10, 15, 20 all-pro players, being facetious. But they always have these stacked teams that just lack leadership, lack a quarterback, lack a fan base, lack really anything. So it is what it is. But he is a good receiver. So this is a dude that's going to be able to spread the field, really open things up for CeeDee Lamb, and that's a good thing for them, man. We'll see what shakes out there at running back. They've got some backs now, and I'm not worried about it. I'll save some of this talk for the NFC East breakdown I'm working on, but I think they're definitely going to be somebody that's competing. And, if Dak Prescott's healthy, then they will be competing. So come and get it. But yeah, adding, a really good receiver is always a good thing. You gave up. The Steelers got the 3rd and the 5th, and then they gave up, that 3rd and 5th, and then gave them their 6th as well. So I really don't think, for getting a guy that could, if he gets his head right, he could really pan out for you. He's very talented. Let's not kid ourselves. We all know George Pickens is very good at wide receiver. So, yeah, man, we could be fanboys and fangirls and just say, everything sucks. But, yeah, man, fit for Eagles. My perspective is, how we talk about fit for Eagles. I don't think he was the right fit. I think he's a great fit for them. They need a receiver. So, yeah, that opens things up for CeeDee Lamb. So, what do you mean, though? What don't you like about the fit there? What do you think he doesn't fit in? I think, for his attitude, maybe not the greatest place, but got a good quarterback. So we'll see. Michael, my man, appreciate you tuning in, dude. Hope you're having a great day. I'm pretty beaten up. You can see dirt still all over me. It's just, and this is me like washing up and like watching. I don't think you guys realize how I actually look when I'm done. But look, there's going to be this time period where not much is going on. So I'm working on things. Got a cap video coming your way pretty directly. You've got NFC East stuff coming. I'll do all of our, additions, whether that be, how I do each year. I rank them, whether they are rookies, whether they're traded, signed. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about the offseason additions and everything else, that we like to try to do throughout the offseason to keep you entertained and, keep us up on everything that's going on as well. So if anything ever happens, I'll always make a video. As I tell you, though, especially in the summer, I am very busy. So if news comes out early in the day, you could just, hey, Jimmy's not going to be making that for a while. So I'll make it whenever I possibly can. And obviously I am here right now, but some nights are even later, especially when I have to go on leads and do things after, the physical work. So just crazy, but I'm always going to be here. Don't worry. We'll always get to this stuff. And if I fall asleep when I get home or anything like that, I will always get to it. I promise you. But, and yeah, man, never good to have a bad attitude. Don, my man, appreciate you tuning in, dude. Hope you're doing well. I don't know how I'm still standing. I'm going to be honest with you. I am working on a few hours of sleep, and today was really long and really hot. But anytime we can talk some birds, I'm all about it. Hold on one second, though. I think phone's blowing up. Kids calling me. Let me see. Okay. So she's getting done late. I'm going to have to now pick him up and said, God help me. But yeah, so anyways, back on track. Dallas Goedert restructured, sticking around for this year. Dallas Cowboys trading for George Pickens. So, hey, man, it's going to be intriguing to see what happens with the corners for the Eagles. Still in play for this? Oh, yeah. I'll let you know if I ever change my opinion. But, yeah, I still feel the same way I did yesterday that I do today. So, yep, you could sign anybody you want. And that's why I talk about this every single year. You have a whole period of, hey, we kind of still need this. We didn't get this in the draft. We didn't get this in the first wave of free agency. And now when you sign people, they do not affect that compensatory pick formula. So you're going to get fined, veteran players that are out there, all kinds of stuff. Stephon Gilmore's still out there. We've mentioned him. And, you've got guys that are here. Kaylee Ringo, you brought in Adoree Jackson. You have guys that are going to compete. And that's what it's all about. So you want to add to it, I'm all about it. Hey, man, I feel you. I totally feel you. Hope you guys feel a little bit better. Yo, appreciate you tuning in, dude. Let's go Birds. But all about it. Cruzan, is that Suzanne's baby cousin? I don't know what you're talking about. And, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. And covered for surgery. Oh, man, damn. Well, hope you're doing well, Don. Hopefully it wasn't anything too serious. Glad to hear you're all right. So, hell yeah, man. That's what it's all about. We're family here. So let me know if you need anything, dude. You're going through shit. What I went through and a lot of recovery time. A lot of, and I'd get on social media, lose my mind. Don't do that. I'm here for you, dude. You ever need anything, any of these socials or whatever, dude? Some of you, if you reach out, we start talking, I give you my phone number. Always here for you guys, man. I want you to know that we are family in these parts. So hopefully all is getting better for you there, Don. Hate to hear, things like that, but hopefully it's a step in the right direction for you. And no doubt, man. No doubt. Journey is over. I hope so, too, for you, my man. I really do. But the resident cruise in. I told you it's been a long one for me. But, well, damn, man. Hopefully it turns around for you, dude. Do not like to hear that. Hopefully that surgery works out for you. Now, Born, you can tell me why you feel you wouldn't sign Justin Simmons. I'm going to show you the depth chart in a second. In my opinion, you could sign him for about a $5 million deal. As cap hit's not going to be anything. I think, if you feel you need a veteran presence there beyond Reed Blankenship, I'm not mad at it. I think that he could definitely come in because you don't know that Sidney Brown is ready yet. Love him. Can't wait for him to continue developing. Hopefully he becomes something special there. Heat-seeking missile. Love the dude. But, you have Drew Makuba, who was drafted here, and Ball Hawk. I talked about it during the Top Fit show. One of my top fits, Drew Makuba. Andrew was his name. Now he wants to be called Drew, no doubt. But you heard me then. Best coverage safety in this draft. I really cannot wait to see this kid balling with the Eagles. So, but these are versatile defensive backs that can play all over the field, man. You want to line them up at nickel, big dime. Dude, I'm excited. And Cooper DeJean can do the same thing. So when you've got versatile pieces, just like C.J. Gardner-Johnson was, this is how Vic Fangio's defense works. And this is why I explain it in detail. The years we were trying to be Vic Fangio's defense, and then when we finally got him last year, I told you we would be the best defense. We were the best defense, and we won the Super Bowl because we had the best defense. And I promise you, they know what they're doing. And if Vic Fangio feels he needs that leader at safety, lost a lot of veteran pieces, still got, a lot of our leaders and good voices here, but it's a young room at safety. Let's take a look here at the depth chart. But I think for me, I'd be perfectly fine with, signing him. I just don't know. Let me move that comment. But, you got Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown. I just have them there. Drew Makuba. We'll see if he steals it. I'm perfectly fine with him winning that job. I think he's a better all-around guy. But Sidney Brown, love him. It's going to be a good problem to have. But you can use Sidney in a bunch of different packages. You could use them all. So, yes. Tristan McCollum. Also, I think a surprise candidate to, try to win a job here. I really love his game. You added Lewis Seen last year. He's sticking around for this offseason. And then Andre Sam, he's a reserve future signing that was brought back, one of those undrafted kids last year. So now with 2 more guys added, our undrafted safeties, Max and Hook and Brandon Johnson. So, you've got 8 guys that are competing. So if you feel it really is, I just want to know if it's Sydney or Drew, and then I feel good because I like Tristan and Lewis as backup or whatever it is. If you feel confident in like 4 or 5, maybe, even 6 of these guys, then, I think you don't sign Justin Simmons. You've got the cap space to do it, though, so you do whatever you feel you need to do, Howie Roseman. But, I think you don't ever have to do anything when you're the Super Bowl champion and you have a structure built like we do. And I talked about that all offseason, man. They're going to say this and this. They can't do that. Found out the hard way. We're going to go out here smoky in the draft because everybody's talking about how we needed to do this in this round. Didn't need to do anything. Only thing we really needed to do was get some depth. So that was do that. Don't worry about the position. It is best player available. So I think this team stacking up, ready to go win themselves another Super Bowl. That's right. Back to back and build this dynasty. So all about it. But Don, if you don't come back, you're on the phone. Appreciate you, man. JC, appreciate you tuning in. I told you I got to go. My kid's texted me. Let me see what's up. What the hell? So I don't need to get him? I'm so confused. So I got to figure that out in a second here, but got a couple minutes before I got to bounce. Get in whatever you got on your mind. Another kid and pushing him to be on the Eagles. Yeah, I saw people retweeting that one, that old video. And yeah, exactly. If you feel you need it, I'm not against it, dude. But I love what we have there. And yeah, I like Justin Simmons. And Mo, good to see you thinking about the Eagles today. I always love to control other fans, just like we do their stadiums. It's truly empowering to be the best team and also the best fan base. You just really living on cloud 9 where you just see all people like you down there just miserable and just throwing punches in the air. And, man, you got to talk yourself through it. Hopefully you're going to be all right, man. But go Birds! And, yo, Bob, appreciate you, my man. And, look, you guys, it's been a long day. And, you think of something later, have something on your mind. You can always leave something down below. You're watching this later. You've got something you want to add in, whether that's about, Dallas Goedert or Dallas Cowboys getting George Pickens, or Justin Simmons was mentioned, and I mentioned Stephon Gilmore. So whatever, you want to talk about, I'm down. I understand what's about to happen with this season, and it blows. So, hey, man, I will do as much as I can to keep you entertained, put out as much content as I possibly can about everything you need to know. But that's all I've got for you here tonight. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. It truly does help get me out there into the stratosphere, making sure people see what's going on in these parts. But, yeah, sharing this stuff, subscribing, all of it really means the world. So I thank you for that. Hope you guys are all having a great week. We're halfway through the stupid work week. Only a couple days left. I am ready for this weekend, but going to do my best to get out as many shows as possible. Some nights are going to be harder than others, especially just with the way work is really picking up. So, but bear with me. Don't worry. Anything happens, I will let you know. But yeah, man, I love you guys. If you need anything, always here for you. Reach out any of these platforms. Don, hopefully your recovery is going well, man. Really sorry to hear about the surgery, but hope you're heading in the right direction. Love you guys. Have yourselves a great rest of your night, but all I've got for you here and now. So until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!